Every life has a chapter no one reads. Not because it isn't important, but because it hurts too much to tell. This is one such chapter. People thought Krish had everything figured out. A stable job, a calm smile, a life that looked settled. He spoke politely. He laughed when expected. He never complained. And that was exactly the problem. Because no one ever asked what lived behind that smile. Krish woke up every morning at 6:30. Same alarm, same routine, same silence. The house felt empty, even though it wasn't. Walls don't echo emotions, people do. He would stand by the window, coffee untouched, watching the city rush toward lives that felt meaningful. He often wondered, when did my life stop feeling like mine? At work, Krish was known as dependable. The one who stayed late, the one who said yes, the one who never said no, even when he should have. Inside, something was slowly breaking, but breaking quietly. There was a time when Krish dreamed differently. He wanted to write not for fame, not for applause, just to feel heard. But dreams are fragile things. They don't survive constant postponement. Later, he told himself, after responsibilities, after stability, after life settles down, life never did. One evening, Krish found an old notebook while cleaning his drawer. Yellow pages, uneven handwriting, dreams written by a younger version of himself, stories about love, loss, hope. He sat on the floor and read them slowly. And for the first time in years, his eyes filled with tears, not because the writing was bad, but because he remembered who he used to be that night. He didn't sleep. He kept thinking about all the conversations he never had, all the feelings he never expressed, all the chapters he kept locked away. People believed silence meant strength. They were wrong. Silence was just fear disguised as maturity. The next morning, Krish did something small but brave. He opened a blank page and wrote one sentence. This is the chapter I never told anyone. No audience, no expectations, just honesty. For the first time, he wasn't trying to impress the world. He was trying to meet himself again. Nothing dramatic happened after that. No instant success, no applause, no miracles. But something changed. Krish felt lighter, as if telling the truth, even on paper, gave him permission to breathe. Some chapters don't need readers. They just need to be written, because sometimes healing begins the moment we stop hiding our story from ourselves. Some chapters remain unread, but they shape everything we become. This was the Untold Chapter, 18deepj.
Every life has words unspoken, dreams we hide deep inside. Pages turn, but hearts stay broken. Some truths never find their light. In the silence, stories whisper of love, of loss, of who we are. These are chapters left unread, but they live within our scars. The Untold Chapter, 18deepj. Every life has a chapter no one reads.
Between two messages, time learned how to wait.
Words stayed on the screen, but heart spoke too late. Some chapters begin not with words, but with silence. And sometimes silence speaks louder than anything we are ready to hear. Krish didn't change overnight. He still woke up at 6:30. Same alarm, same window, same city rushing past him. But something inside him had shifted. Not loudly, not dramatically, just enough to remind him that he was still alive. That morning, his phone vibrated. A name lit up the screen. Mira. The same Mira who knew his pauses. The same Mira who understood his silence without him ever explaining it. He stared at the screen. And for once, he didn't open the message immediately. Because replying now meant opening a door he had kept closed for years. At work, Krish tried to focus. Emails blurred, meetings passed, voices faded into background noise. His mind wasn't there. It was stuck between what he had already written and what he still hadn't said. During lunch, he opened the chat. Mira had typed, deleted, typed again. Nothing came through. Krish smiled faintly. He knew that hesitation. He had lived in it. They had met years ago. No dramatic beginning, no instant spark, just conversations that felt easy. Shared coffees, late night walks, comfortable silences that slowly became necessary. Everyone around them assumed something. Neither of them corrected it. That evening, Krish stood by the same window. The notebook lay open on his desk. Blank pages waited patiently. He picked up the pen, then put it down. Some truths felt heavier when they weren't hidden anymore. He typed the message. I don't know how to say this properly. Stopped. Deleted. Typed again. There's something I've been meaning to tell you. He stared at the words, his thumb hovered. Then he sent it across the city. Mira's phone lit up. She was exhausted. Deadlines, expectations, a life that looked perfect from the outside. She read the message and felt her chest tighten. Some conversations changed the shape of things. She wasn't sure she was ready for that. She placed the phone face down just for tonight, she thought. Tomorrow will be better. Night settled quietly. Krish waited. Not anxiously, not desperately, just hopefully. He believed patience was strength. He didn't know how fragile patience could be. Sometimes, silence is an absence. It's postponement. And postponement doesn't always wait for permission. Between two messages, time learned how to wait. Words stayed on the screen, but heart spoke too late. In the quiet, we almost said it all. not because he was restless, but because his mind was finally awake. The city outside his window was still alive. Lights flickered, cars passed, time moved forward, only he remained stuck. Krish sat on the edge of his bed, phone in one hand and notebook in the other. Two ways to speak. Neither felt safe. He opened his messages, typed, deleted, typed again. Words appeared and disappeared. Each sentence felt either too heavy or too small. How do you confess when silence has become your language?
I type your name in the dark, then erase the truth I found. Some words are too afraid to breathe, so they never make a sound. I type your name.
He remembered Mira laughing, the way she listened like the world could wait, the way she understood his pauses without interrupting them. That was what he knew. Some feelings don't arrive loudly, they settle in. Krish typed slowly, carefully, as if the words could break. I don't know when it happened, or how, but you became home to me. His hands trembled. He stared at the screen. This wasn't just a message, it was a door. The phone rang, a distraction, a call from work, a reminder of responsibility. By the time he looked back, the screen had dimmed. The moment had passed. He saved the message as a draft, not erased, not sent, suspended between courage and fear. Krish stepped outside. Night air felt heavier. The city looked unfamiliar, as if something had shifted. He whispered to himself, tomorrow. Some words don't disappear. They wait. And waiting can be dangerous. This is a story about Krish and Mira. Two people who felt deeply, but thought carefully. They didn't love loudly, they loved with hesitation, measuring every word, questioning every feeling.
The magic of love shines in your eyes. I just want to lose myself.
Not because the love wasn't real, but because their minds were guarded.
Your breath makes mine blossom in new ways.
Krish believed patience was strength. He waited, hoping silence would protect what he felt. Mira believed timing mattered more than courage. She delayed, thinking there would always be a tomorrow. This is the untold chapter, because every life has a chapter no one reads.
Oh, oh. You are my moon, you are my sun. Without you my days feel undone. Your laughter makes my world bright. Without you nothing feels right. Oh, maybe. The phone lit up. The world stood still. A truth arrived I
couldn't heal. When the phone finally lit up, tomorrow. Some moments don't wait, they arrive and take everything with them. Krish believed in that word too much. Morning came without permission. The same alarm, the same light through the window, but something felt wrong. Krish reached for his phone, no message, no missed call, only the draft, still waiting. Across the city, Mira sat alone. Her phone lay beside her, she hadn't slept well. The message from Krish stayed unread in her mind, not on the screen. She picked up the phone, typed, paused, deleted. Some replies feel heavier than silence. Krish stepped outside. Traffic, noise, life continuing. He crossed the street, his phone buzzed. Finally, he looked down, not Mira, an unknown number. His steps slowed. The voice on the other end was calm, too calm. There are voices that don't carry emotion because emotion has already been exhausted. There's been an accident. Time folded in on itself. Words stopped meaning what they meant. Mira's phone vibrated. This time, it wasn't Krish typing. It was a name she didn't recognize. Her heart tightened. She answered. There's been an accident. Mira felt the sound disappear. The words reached her ears, but meaning arrived much later. And in that moment she knew some truths announced themselves before words do. That night, Mira sat in the dark. She opened the chat. Krish's messages stared back at her, unread. Waiting. She opened the last one. The draft you never sent was still there. Incomplete, but clear. Mira covered her mouth. Tears didn't fall immediately. They hesitated, just like she had. She whispered his name too softly, too late. Sometimes the phone finally lights up, not with the message we waited for, but with the truth we were not ready to hear. The Untold Chapter, 18deepj. When the phone finally lit up, every life has a chapter no one reads.
He's gone. No pulse, no breathing. Time of death, 14:32. We'll take it from here. Secure the area.
Not breathing. Starting compressions. Pulse is weak. Keep going. Come on, Krish. Breathe. Clear.
The phone lit up. The world stood still. A truth arrived I couldn't heal. Some answers come without a choice, and silence breaks without a voice.
In your arms my heart sways. Your breath makes mine blossom in new ways. The magic of love shines in your eyes. I just wanna lose myself inside.
The chapter she lives with now. Some endings don't close a story. They teach us how to live with it. Meera didn't wake up healed. She woke up remembering. Morning entered the room slowly. Light touched the walls without asking questions. Meera sat by the window, phone in her hand. No new messages, only the ones she would read again and again. She opened Krish's last draft, not to search for meaning, but to keep it alive. Some words don't need completion, they exist as they are. Days passed. Meera went back to work, people spoke, life continued. But something inside her had changed. She listened more, paused longer, as if silence had taught her how to hear. She walked past places they used to share. This time, it didn't hurt, much sharply. It felt gentle, like remembering a song without needing to play it. One evening, Meera bought a notebook, blank pages, possibility, she wrote. Some chapters are not meant to be finished. They are meant to be carried. She closed the book, not with sadness, with acceptance. Mia stood by the window at night. The city looked the same. She wasn't. She whispered his name, not as a question. As gratitude, we don't always get closure. Sometimes we become it. The Untold Chapter, 18deepj, the chapter she lives with now. Every life has a chapter no one reads. Not every story ends with answers. Some end with acceptance. Meera didn't move on from the chapter she lost. She learned how to live with it. And Krish remained in the spaces he once filled. In pauses, in unread messages, in quiet moments that still remembered him. This wasn't a story about what could have been. It was a story about what stayed. Every life is more than one untold chapter. Another story is waiting, with different names, different choices, and a silence of its own. Join us again for the next story from the Untold Chapter, 18deepj. A new chapter is coming. Subscribe to read what remains untold.
You are my love, my endless moon.
With you the world feels so divine. Without you, no joy feels truly mine.
In your arms my heart sways. In your arms my heart sways. In your arms my heart sways. Your breath makes mine blossom in new ways. The magic of love shines in your eyes. I just wanna lose myself inside.